Hey everyone, it's Nicholas Ashbaugh. Welcome to the Equinox. This is a really wonderful day on the planet where there is a nice balance between light and dark, and I thought this would be a perfect time to check in. I'm going to do this in two different sections. The first one, I'm going to pull a few cards based on where I think we should be focusing, and for the latter portion, it's going to be up to you. I'm going to do a pick-a-card reading, and you can focus on a question that you need some guidance with. First things first, let's check in with Apollo. He seems to be doing just great. I'll give him a pat on the head and then we'll get started. Hey, buddy. All right, let's get started now. So I first want to know what you need to focus on. Irrespective of what might be going on, where should you be putting the energy right here, right now? We have an Ace of Pentacles. It's in reverse. Let's go ahead and see what it is about this Ace of Pentacles that might be a little bit challenging. We're going to do a card at a time as I go through this. Okay, so first of all, this could be an offer, but one where you're either a little uncomfortable accepting help or asking for help, or even receiving and thinking I'm worth it. Sometimes we just have to allow others to help us. And as we're looking at the balance or equilibrium of things, this is an important piece. So if you're always in that role of giving, this might be your chance to receive. If there's something that you need or want, this card, when reversed, is encouraging you to speak up. So don't be afraid to articulate, I need more of this, or this doesn't work for me, or can I get some assistance? Questions, requests, and receiving, all a part of this. You can also invest in yourself. And for those of you that consistently do for others, it feels like this could be a great time for enrichment, whether that's through education, self-care, learning, you name it. So this is about taking the time, the energy, the resources, and putting them within. And I specifically asked what might be the challenge. So sun, vitality, inspiration. Some of you are a little bit exhausted. And the first thing that's necessary here is just rest and recalibration. I like that we have the sun card here connected with this rune. And this is a chance for you also to say, what am I holding on to this for? By the way, this can represent something that is already complete. It's fully baked, but it's time to release it and share it with the world. So if you are holding on to something, this card is saying, birth it, release it, move forward. Engage with things that connect you to that vitality and that sense of inspiration. And this will be something that basically sets up a new positive trajectory for you, a self-fulfilling one as well. All right, let's go to the next question. A few years back, I used to do something called blessings and blocks, and I did it with every single monthly reading. So for this, why don't we bring in a blessing and a block? That's your blessing. Here's your block. And just as before, let's get some oracle cards to help flesh it out a little bit. Tell me more about the blessing, more about the block. So you can see the math meme around me. This is the Seven of Cups. It's possibilities. It's a mixed blessing though. Sometimes those possibilities can be really, really good. It's like, oh wow, look at this, look at that. But if you allow it to go too long, you can get confused or sidetracked. So I love that some ideas are coming through. Jot them down. Look at the one or two where you feel the most connection and move forward. That's how to embrace this blessing. Now, this is also a chance to just recalibrate. So some of you may need clarity. So the blessing is you're going to hopefully pause and ask, because this can represent something that is initially confusing, but once you get the clarity, can be very, very exciting, because then you go back into that expansive state of, oh my gosh, there's so much possibilities. But if somebody gives you instructions, information, or an idea, but it's not fully fleshed out and you're a little confused, ask for clarity. Specifically, you could say, did you mean this? Or what did you mean by that? Can you show me an example or state it in a different way? Get your specifics down, and then you can get back into the expansive, beautiful energy that is Seven of Cups. The Oracle card, which helps either accelerate this or block it, says the following. You are a divine facet of the universe. There's more than one way to look at this. This is like a crystal or a diamond with all the different facets. So Seven of Cups represents that. I think if you take a step back, you might be onto something bigger than you imagine. So make sure you're getting a chance to go both macro and micro in your view. So close up and then taking a step back. That's going to help you from getting confused, from missing one of those facets, And the blessing here is you're on to something big, and it could lead to even more. So don't let it kind of like psych you out, all right? So that was your blessing. Your potential block here is holding back. So the Four of Pentacles is typically a bit more of a fear-based card, and you can see someone holding on, protecting their heart space. Meanwhile, we have that beautiful sun in the background. And what it's saying here is there's something in your life that may not be providing the same amount that you're giving. So if you're working really hard but not getting the same amount of appreciation back in money, opportunity, or thanks, it might be time to shift. If you're in a relationship and you're the one carrying the lion's share of the load, it's time to ask for help or redistribute responsibilities. And it's saying don't ever sell yourself short or take less than you're worth. This is a time to really advocate for more. And then to clarify this a little bit more, it said, I'm surrounded by angels. In particular, you're being guided. It could be the gut instinct that you have to say no or to say yes. Listen to that. Much like temperance in the major arcana, spirit works in a very subtle way. In order to tune into that, we have to meditate, take time, and really breathe into something. So make sure that you're making space for that meditation, trust your instincts, and don't accept less than you're worth. Let's move on now to the pick-a-card portion. So we're looking at, again, opportunities to bring things into balance. Some of you may be wanting to look at something like that, but you may just have a major decision, something that's been vexing you a little bit. This is your chance to get a little bit more clarity on it. So what I'm going to do is shuffle the deck, pull 3 cards, and put them face down. Think of a number when I'm doing that to answer your question, and then you can use the timestamps or the chapter shortcuts to go directly to the corresponding answer. For those of you that don't have a burning question, you could be looking at different things in your life. You could ask multiple questions and use each card for that. So my pick-a-cards can work in either way, whatever works for you, okay? Close your eyes, please. For those of you focusing on a single question, go ahead and ask that now. Think of a number as well, and I'm going to, like I said, pull these face down. We have 1, 2, and 3. All right, so for those of you that chose 1, here's your moment. Let's see what we've got. All right, you got the 10 of Cups, which is quite auspicious. To a yes or no, this is an emphatic yes. And what we see coming through with this is power and partnership. So one of the ways that you can move forward on a path is through friendship, love, contracts, and community. This is also just a lovely energy. It feels like many of you have been working to basically attract what we see here. So this sense of being on the same level. This is very nice Equinox energy because I see equity in 10 of Cups. 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 4 of Cups. Whenever you have an even number, it's usually something beautiful like this. This is also the beginning of a phase. When you reduce it numerologically, it takes you back to an ace. So I feel like this is a great period for focusing on relationships, building something that has a community aspect to it, networking, finding more love, friendship, and connection in your life. Overall, it's a resounding yes. Also, if you're thinking of launching or doing something big, this is the reception to it. So people are ready to receive, to support, to allow that to come forth. Remember what we talked about earlier when I said what you need to know, and we had the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Keep your hands open, and if people are ready to give, this is your moment to receive. Very beautiful energy, really great way to start off the 3-card pull. And one thing that I also love here is the rainbow. Looking for all the different opportunities. If you're looking for a person or a place or something to happen, think about every possibility because there's a lot of options that want to come through. The only limit here could be in your imagination. Love what I see there. Okay, let's go to card number 2. Let me zoom in a little bit since we just have 3. All right, so for number 2, we have the 2 of Pentacles. The 2 of Pentacles came through in the reverse position. For a yes or no, it's a not yet. And it's also saying you need a little bit more time or information, or you already know that the trade-off isn't worth it. Give yourself some time to kind of sit with that for a second and think, is this enough? Typically, when we're looking at a money card, the 2 of Pentacles is not enough. It's showing that you might be settling for something, or there's going to be more cost or more trade-off than the value or whatever it is that you're getting. Now, on a more nuanced, less yes or no question, this is saying focus on achieving better balance in your life. It could be balancing your checkbooks. This is a card of resources. It could be looking at your schedule and making sure that you're not exhausted and overextended. This might also just be a balancing equation like in your life, work-life balance or relationships or health, whatever it is that might be out of balance or out of its normal harmony. You're looking at that and saying, all right, I really need to focus on this. Typically with the Two of Pentacles, whether upright or reversed, a decision is at hand. This one is saying you might be dragging your feet longer than necessary. I feel like there's an internal understanding of what's best. Listen to that. Trust your instincts and intuition, as we talked about in the need to know portion of this reading. I do feel like you'll find your balance. Don't be afraid to advocate, to barter, to basically go to bat for yourself and say, negotiate was the word I was looking for, to negotiate for a little bit more, because this is not quite enough yet. So we're really focusing on finding balance, grounding yourself, making sure that you're decisive and getting what you're worth. All right, for those that chose number 3, we have one more time the Seven of Cups. So this is, we talked about it in the blessing. Now it's in the upright position here. And so it's saying there is power in being selective, being discerning, being picky. Don't be afraid to be picky. A different read, but I'm getting it from the illustration here. He's looking at everything and saying, I'm really going to go for that. I want that. Your clarity, your decisiveness is going to be key in your success. For a yes or no, you need a little bit more clarity. I think it's mostly a yes, but there's something to it that you don't understand yet. Ask the question. Don't be afraid to highlight the fine print. Don't be afraid to see what else is being done. Get all that data, sit with it, and then eventually you're going to have to move forward with the best possible move for you. Don't worry too much. You know, there does come a point, like I said, where there can be too many sort of topics, too many opportunities in front of you. This is about saying, I've got enough now. I'm going to make the decision as well. Being picky, not overwhelming yourself, and then when you're ready, stating what it is with decisiveness and clarity. So yes or no, not quite yet, but probably. You just need a little bit more information. These aren't always going to be a hard yes or no. From the 3 of them, this is the yes. This is leaning towards no, and this you need more information. So yes, no, maybe is the short and the long of it. And again, this is about community. This is connection. This is really great. This one, you need to prioritize yourself a little bit more. And this one, ask yourself what it is that you most need or want to get to the yes. Sometimes it's like, if I could just only have this, this, or this, I could do this. So get to the core of it. What is it that's causing you to hesitate? And that will help you with that 7 of Cups. All right. One last thing. This is just for number 3, that is. This is a great moment to explore beyond the obvious, beyond the status quo, allowing yourself to daydream and dream a little bit. So for those of you that are deciding to do a creative project, I love it. I would love to see more organization. This can be sometimes too cursive, too loosey-goosey. So make sure that there is some structure to it and then have fun in that sandbox. Okay? I hope this helped. Thank you so much for allowing me to do these mini reads in the middle of all the monthlies. I hope it helps you out, and let me know in the comments below what resonated most. If you did enjoy this, a great way to show support, it's 100% free, is to hit that thumbs up once. Subscribe if you're a longtime lurker but never have subscribed, or if you're brand new and you're like, wow, this is amazing. Great, there'll be more of that. You can also show some love and support by following me on social media. It's always my full name, Nicholas Ashbaugh, on all the major platforms. On Blue Sky, it's the same as my web address, which is my official website, I should say, which is nicholasashbaugh.com. And if you'd like to give back in the form of a super sticker, super chat, or a membership, all of these things allow me to do exactly what you see here. Couldn't be here without your support. I know everybody has a different amount of energy and resources, so whatever works for you, just watching it is enough. Thank you so much. And that, my friends, is everything. I'd like to end with some confetti. We got through this. We got through the equinox. I'm now going to help us walk through all of the November and December readings, which I'm doing next. Until I see you again, take care of yourself. Make sure to check out the weekly collective, which I just did. All of your October readings are already on the main channel page because they were grouped with September. And you can also check out the most recent eclipse video that I did and new moon. It was a combo as well. All right, guys, see you soon. Take care.